Sutta number 6.6.55 is one of the well-known suttas. Once, when the Exalted One was dwelling near Rajagaha on Mount Vulture Peak, the Venerable Sona dwelt in cool wood near Rajagaha. Now the Venerable Sona, in solitude apart, thought thus in his mind, "The Exalted One's disciples live in active energy, and I am one of them. Yet my heart is not detached and free of the asavas. My family is rich, and I can enjoy riches and do good. What if I were to forsake the training and turn to low things, enjoy riches and do good?" And the Exalted One, knowing in his own heart the Venerable Sona's thoughts, as a strong man might stretch his bent arm or bend his stretched arm, left Mount Vulture Peak and appeared in cool wood before the Venerable Sona. And when his seat was ready, the Exalted One sat down, and the Venerable Sona, after saluting, also sat down at one side. And the Exalted One said to him, so seated, "Sona, did you not thus think in your heart, 'The Exalted One's disciples live in active energy, and I am one of them. Yet my heart is not detached and free of the asavas. What if I were to forsake the training and turn to low things?' Yes, Lord. What think you, Sona? Were you not in the old days at home, clever at the lutes, string, music? Yes, Lord. And what think you, Sona, when your lute's strings were overstrung? Was your lute then tuneful and playable? No, indeed, Lord. And what think you, Sona, when your lute strings were overlaxed? Was your lute then tuneful and playable? No, indeed, Lord. But when, Sona, your lute strings were neither overstrung nor overlaxed, but keyed to the middle pitch, was your lute then tuneful and playable? Surely, Lord. Even so, Sona, energy when overstrung ends in flurry or restlessness, when overlaxed in idleness. Wherefore, Sona, stand fast in the mean of energy, pierce the mean in the use of the faculties, and therein grasp the real worth. Yes, Lord. And the Exalted One, after charging the Venerable Sona with this counsel, as a strong man might bend his arm to and fro, left cool wood and appeared on Mount Vulture Peak. And presently the Venerable Sona stood fast in the mean of energy, pierced the mean in the faculties, and grasped therein the mark, and living alone, secluded, earnest, ardent, resolute, entered and abode, not long after, here amid things seen, by his own power, in the realization of that end above all of the holy life, for the sake of which clansmen rightly go forth from the home to the homeless life. And he knew, birth is ended, the holy life lived, done is what was to be done, there is no more of this to come. And the Venerable Sona was numbered among the Arahants. Then, having won to Arahantship, the Venerable Sona thought, suppose I visit the Exalted One and declare knowledge near him. And he went to the Exalted One, saluted him and sat down at one side. And so seated he said, Lord, the Arahant monk who has destroyed the asavas, lived the life, done what was to be done, set down the burden, won self-will, shattered life's fetter, and is freed by perfect knowledge, has applied himself to 6 things, to dispassion, detachment, harmlessness, destroying craving, destroying grasping, and to non-delusion. Perhaps, Lord, some venerable person may think, could it be that this venerable man has applied himself to dispassion, relying on mere faith alone? Let him not think so. Lord, the asava-freed monk who has lived the life, done what was to be done, who sees not in himself to be done, not to be added to what has been done, by the fact of being passionless, has applied himself to dispassion by destroying passion, by the fact of being without hatred, has applied himself to dispassion by destroying hatred, by the fact of being delusion, has applied himself to dispassion by destroying delusion. Or he may think, could it be that this venerable man has applied himself to detachment while hankering after gains, favors and flattery, to harmlessness while backsliding from the true, clinging to rules and rituals, to destroying craving, to destroying grasping, to non-delusion while clinging to rules and rituals. Let him not think so. Lord, the asava-freed monk, by the fact of being without passion, hatred, delusion, has applied himself to detachment, harmlessness, destroying craving, destroying grasping, non-delusion, by destroying passion, hatred, and delusion. Lord, if objects cognizable by the eye come very strongly into the range of vision of a monk, wholly freed in mind, they obsess not his mind, and his mind is untroubled, firm, having won to composure, and he marks their set. So too, sounds cognizable by the ear, smells by the nose, tastes by the tongue, contacts by the touch, and thoughts by the mind, he marks their setting. Imagine, Lord, a mountain crag or rock, cleftless, chasmless, massive, and a squall were to come very strongly from the east. It would not shake, nor rock, nor stir that crag. Or were a squall to come from the west, from the north, from the south, it would not shake, nor rock, nor stir it. Even so, Lord, if objects cognizable by the eye come very strongly into the range of the monk's vision, one wholly freed in mind, they obsess not his mind, and his mind is untroubled, firm, having won to composure, and he marks their setting. So too of sounds, smells, tastes, touches, and thoughts. That's the end of the sutta. This is one of the well-known suttas, and it's also mentioned in the Vinaya about this monk. This monk is called Sona Kolivisa, and he was supposed to come from a very rich family, and it was so delicate that it seemed that at the soles of his feet, at the bottom of his feet, hair grew. That is what is stated in the books. And after he became a monk, he was very diligent in practicing, and he tried not to sleep at night. And whenever he was tired or sleepy, he would walk. And he walked so much that his delicate feet broke, was cut, and he bled. And he bled so much that in the morning when they look at the place where he walked meditation, it was so blood-stained that they thought he was like somebody had just slaughtered a cow or something there. And in spite of all his hard work, he was not yet an arahant. So because of putting too much energy, he lost heart, and he thought of disrobing. So the Buddha came to him and told him that as a layman he used to play the guitar. So the Buddha said if the guitar strings were too tight, it would not sound well. And if it was too loose also, it would not sound loud. But if it was tuned to the middle pitch, then it would sound very well. So the Buddha advised him to practice the middle path, and he did so, and soon enough he became an arahant. And when he became an arahant, like those other arahants, they don't come and say that I have become an arahant. They just declare knowledge by saying how arahant sees things as they really are. Now the next sutta is 6.56. Now at that time the Venerable Paguna was sick, ailing, very ill. And the Venerable Ananda went to the Exalted One, saluted and sat down at one side. So seated, he said to the Exalted One, Lord, the Venerable Paguna is sick, ailing, very ill. Good were it, Lord, if the Exalted One were to go and see the Venerable Paguna out of compassion. And the Exalted One consented by silence. Then in the evening, after he had come from solitude, the Exalted One visited the Venerable Paguna. And the Venerable Paguna saw him coming when he was some way off, and stirred on his bed. But the Exalted One spoke to him and said, Enough, Paguna, stir not on your bed. Are there not these seats here prepared already? I will sit here. And he sat down on the seat prepared. I'll just stop here for a moment. This Paguna, although he was very sick, when he saw the Buddha coming, he tried to get up on his bed. And these and other suttas show that the Buddha's disciples had a lot of love in addition to respect for the Buddha. And the sutta continues. So seated, the Exalted One said, I hope, Paguna, you are bearing up, keeping going, that your aches and pains grow less, not more, that there are signs of their growing less, not more. Lord, I can neither bear up nor keep going. My aches and pains grow grievously more, not less, and there are signs of their growing more, not less. Lord, the violent ache that racks my head is just as though some lusty fellow chopped at it with a sharp-edged sword. Lord, I can neither bear up nor keep going. My pains grow more, not less, and there are signs of their growing more, not less. Lord, the violent pain in my head is just as though some lusty fellow clapped a stout leather strap about it. Lord, I cannot bear it. Lord, the violent stab that shoots through my stomach is just as though a skillful butcher or his apprentice cut it with a carving knife. Lord, I cannot bear it. Lord, the fever of my body is just as though a couple of lusty fellows had seized a weakling by his limbs and toasted him and roasted him over a fire pit. Lord, I cannot bear it, etc., etc. And there are signs of the pains growing worse. So the Exalted One instructed him, roused him, gladdened him, and comforted him with Dhamma talk, then rose from his seat and departed. Now not long after the Exalted One's departure, the Venerable Paguna died. And at the time of his death, his faculties were clear and calm. Then went the Venerable Ananda to the Exalted One, saluted him and sat down at one side. So seated he said, Lord, not long after the Exalted One left, the Venerable Paguna died. And at that time his faculties were clear and calm. But why, Ananda, should not the faculties of the monk, Paguna, have been clear and calm? The monk's mind, Ananda, had not been wholly freed from the 5 lower fetters, but when he heard that Dhamma teaching, his mind was wholly freed. There are 6 advantages, Ananda, in hearing Dhamma in time, in testing its goodness in time. What 6? Consider, Ananda, the monk whose mind is not wholly freed from the 5 lower fetters, but when dying is able to see the Tathagata. The Tathagata teaches him Dhamma, lovely in the beginning, lovely in the middle, lovely in the end, its goodness, its significance, and also makes the holy life wholly fulfilled, perfectly pure. When he has heard that Dhamma teaching, his mind is wholly freed from the 5 lower fetters. This, Ananda, is the first advantage in hearing Dhamma in time. Or, though not just able to see the Tathagata, sees his disciple who teaches him Dhamma and makes known the holy life, etc., then is his mind wholly freed. This, Ananda, is the second advantage. Or, though not able to see the Tathagata or his disciple, continues to reflect in mind on Dhamma, as heard, as learned, ponders over it, pores over it, then is his mind wholly freed. This, Ananda, is the third advantage in testing its goodness in time. Consider, Ananda, the monk whose mind is wholly freed from the 5 lower fetters, whose mind is not wholly freed in respect of the complete destruction of the root of becoming, who, when dying, is able to see the Tathagata. The Tathagata teaches him Dhamma, makes known the holy life. When he has heard that Dhamma teaching, his mind is wholly freed in respect of the complete destruction of the root of becoming. This, Ananda, is the fourth advantage in hearing Dhamma in time. Or he sees the Tathagata's disciple who teaches him Dhamma, etc. Then is his mind wholly freed. This, Ananda, is the fifth advantage. Or, though not able to see the Tathagata or his disciple, ever reflects in mind on Dhamma, as heard, as learnt, ponders on it, pores over it. As he does so, his mind is wholly freed as to the complete destruction of the root of becoming. This, Ananda, is the sixth advantage in testing his goodness in time. Verily, Ananda, these are the 6 advantages in hearing Dhamma in time, in testing its goodness in time. It's the end of the sutta. So in this sutta we find that this Venerable Paguna, he was suffering so much that the way he described the pains in his body, you can imagine the pain that he suffered. And in the suttas, the Buddha said that, and even an Arya has to suffer bodily pains. A Putujana suffers both bodily pains as well as mental pains, but an Arya does not suffer mental pains because he accepts things as they are, as they come, because he knows life, anicca, everything changes. But still, like this monk here, he suffered so much bodily pain. And then when he died, the Buddha said that initially he had not been wholly freed from the 5 lower fetters. That means he was not yet anagami. He could have been Sotapanna or Sakadagami, but after hearing the Buddha's teaching, his mind was wholly freed from the 5 lower fetters. The 5 lower fetters meaning that he is or at least an anagami. Now, earlier we read that Aryahood and even Arahanthood is obtained during the 5 occasions, from hearing Dhamma, teaching Dhamma, repeating Dhamma, reflecting on Dhamma, and during meditation. And this sutta again confirms that Aryahood or Arahanthood can be obtained from listening to Dhamma. Just as here the Buddha said, either that person hears the Dhamma from the Buddha himself and he obtains freedom from the 5 lower fetters, or if he is already freed from the 5 lower fetters, just from hearing Dhamma itself, he can become an Arahant. Or if he is not able to hear it from the Buddha himself, then he hears it from a disciple of the Buddha, meaning he hears it from another monk. Or even if he does not hear it from another monk, then he reflects on Dhamma, the discourses of the Buddha that he has heard. When he reflects on it, it is possible that the 5 lower fetters can be destroyed. Or if they are already destroyed, then he can even attain Arahanthood by reflecting on Dhamma. And the other one is listening to Dhamma. So this is one of the suttas that again confirms that by listening to sutta or reflecting on Dhamma, then a person can attain Aryahood or Arahanthood. The next sutta, 6.57. Once when the Exalted One was dwelling on Mount Vulture Peak near Rajagaha, the Venerable Ananda approached him, saluted and sat down at one side. So seated, he said to the Exalted One, Lord, 6 breeds have been declared by Purana Kassapa, the black, the blue, the red, the yellow, the white, and the purest white. Lord, here is the black breed declared by him. Mutton butchers, pork butchers, fowlers, hunters, thugs, fishermen, robbers, cutthroats, jailers, and all others who follow a bloody trade. Here is the blue breed, monks who live as though with a thorn in the side, and all others who profess the deed and doing. Here is the red, Jains and the loincloth folk. Here is the yellow, white-robed householders and followers of naked ascetics. Here is the white, Fakirs, Fakirs, and their disciples. And here, Lord, is the breed of the purest white, declared by Purana Kassapa, Nanda Vacha, Kisa Sankicha, and Makali Gosala. Lord, these are the 6 breeds declared by him. I just stop here for a moment to comment. This Purana Kassapa is one of the well-known leaders of the external sect ascetics. There were 6 during the time of the Buddha who were quite well known. Purana Kassapa was one of them, and all these 6 had wrong views. And here he's saying that there are 6 types of persons. And he mentioned the blue are the monks who live as though with a thorn in the side, and all others who profess the deed and doing. That means those who believe in karma, doing the action or the deed is karma. But like this person probably does not believe in karma, And then Jains and the loincloth folk. Jains are those naked ascetics, but they put a small little loincloth to cover their private part. And these are the Jains. There are some others who are totally naked, but the Jains just use a small cloth to cover. And then he mentions another three, Nanda, Vacha, Skisa, Sankicha, and Makali Gosala, and these are all with wrong views. Then the Buddha said, but what, Ananda, does the whole world agree with Purana Kassapa in this declaration of his? Ananda replied, certainly not, Lord. Well, Ananda, just as men might thrust a piece of meat on some poor, needy, unwilling wretch, saying, here, sir, eat this meat and pay for it too. Even so is Purana Kassapa's declaration to these recluses and Brahmins made without their consent, as though by a foolish, witless numbskull lacking common sense. Just stop here to comment again. So you see here, the Buddha calls this person a foolish, witless numbskull lacking common sense. So sometimes the Buddha can also use some strong words. Then Buddha continued, I verily, Ananda, will declare the 6 breeds. Here, give heed, I will speak. Yes, Lord, rejoined the Venerable Ananda. And the Exalted One said, and what, Ananda, are the 6 breeds? There are some of black breed, Ananda, who breed black Dhamma. Some of black breed who breed white Dhamma. Some of black breed who breed Nibbana, neither black nor white. There are some of white breed who breed white Dhamma, some of white breed who breed black Dhamma, and some of white breed who breed Nibbana, neither black nor white. And how Ananda breeds the black breed, black Dhamma. Consider, Ananda, one reborn in a low caste clan, pariah, hunter, weaver, wheelwright, sweeper, in a poor family where food and drink are scarce, life is hard, clothing and livelihood hard to come by. He is ugly, ill-featured, misshapen, and much afflicted, being blind, or deformed in hand, or lame, or crippled, and is no recipient of food, drink, clothes, carriages, flowers, scents, ointments, bed, lodging, or lighting. And suppose he wayfares in the wrong way in deed, thought, and word. On the breaking up of the body after death, he arises in the wayward way, the ill way, the abyss, hell. Thus, Ananda, some of the black breed black Dhamma. And how Ananda breeds the black breed white Dhamma. Consider again one born in a low caste clan, etc. That means pariah, hunter, weaver, wheelwright, sweeper in a poor family where food and drink are scarce, life is hard, etc. Who walks in the right way in deed, word and thought. On the breaking up of the body after death, he arises in the good way, the heaven world. Thus, Ananda, some of the black breed white Dhamma. And how Ananda breeds the black breed Nibbana, neither black nor white. Consider again one born in a low caste family, pariah, hunter, weaver, wheelwright, sweeper, etc., ugly, ill-featured, misshapen, one who has his hair and beard shaved, dons the yellow robe, and goes forth from the home to the homeless life. Thus gone forth, he rids himself of the 5 hindrances, which weakens the mental defilements by insight, becomes firmly fixed in the 4 intense states of mindfulness, makes become the 7 factors of enlightenment as they are, and breeds Nibbana, neither black nor white. Thus, Ananda, some of the black breed Nibbana, neither black nor white. And how Ananda breeds the white breed black Dhamma. Consider one born in a high caste clan, noble or Brahmin or householder, owning stately homes, riches, wealth, domains, with gold and silver in plenty, means and service in plenty, corn and grain in plenty, is well formed, sightly, pleasing, blessed with a lily-like loveliness, is a recipient of food, drink, clothes, carriages, flowers, scents, ointments, bed, lodging and lighting. And suppose he walk in the right way in deed, word and thought. On the breaking up of the body after death, and suppose he walk in the wrong way in deed, word and thought. On the breaking up of the body after death, he arises in hell. Thus Ananda, some of the white breed black Dhamma. And how Ananda breeds the white Dhamma. Consider again one so born in a high caste clan, noble, Brahmin, householder, etc., rich, and who walks in the right way, and after death he arises in heaven. Thus Ananda, some of the white breed white Dhamma. And how Ananda breeds the white breed Nibbana, neither black nor white. Consider one so born, a noble, Brahmin or householder, etc. He goes forth and rids himself of the 5 hindrances, etc. And he breeds Nibbana, neither black nor white. Thus Ananda, some of the white breed Nibbana, neither black nor white. Verily Ananda, these are the 6 breeds. That's the end of the sutta. So here the Buddha is talking about the 6 types of persons. One who comes from the black breed, that means a very low background, born in a low caste clan, as well as being very poor. He is also ugly looking, etc. And then if he walks the wrong way, the ill way, then he ends up in the woeful plains. So there's the black breed breeding black Dhamma. And on the other hand, if he comes from a low caste clan, poor, etc., but he walks the good way in the 3 karmas of deed, word and thought, then he arises in the heaven. So he breeds white Dhamma. Then the third one is he's of a low caste clan, but eventually he goes forth as a monk and cultivates and attains arahanthood. So he breeds Nibbana. Similarly for the white breed. And this sutta is a little similar to another sutta we saw earlier, Anguttara Nikaya 4.85, where the Buddha talked about 4 persons found in the world. One who is in darkness and bound for darkness. One who is in darkness bound for light. One who is in light and bound for darkness. One who is in light and bound for light. So it's a bit similar to that sutta.